I'll be going 11. I know. 12. 24. This is a gram, so I had to
ready?
convert it, but times that. So I type that, turn it into milligrams, and then divide it by 250.
And this is the second one.
In one day. Yeah, maybe not.
First thing we're going to be looking at, go over answers to Friday's first.
You know what I got? Maybe. You know what I got? What? Yeah, 24. You got 24?
Is there
I think I got
that's
24 too. I know. It's a lot of medicine for one day. It must be like every hour.
I know it's quiz day tomorrow.
Yeah, it's pretty much every hour.
Covering everything
That's what I
again. Version up to the topic today. Just wanting to be the 10th continued. So that was me very long.
This one, yeah, it just says every day. So I just well, I did one, but maybe it's supposed to be 24 hours. No, because Jen got it too.
I look at when you guys discuss the answers. Okay.
Yeah.
Ready? Who's that? Leslie should be in any. She didn't text me that she's going to be absent, so we'll try to delay the lecture right for words 11. Jordan's not in. Let's start. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, pharmacy.
Good morning.
Okay, we'll start off, so Leslie's not gonna miss a lot. By answering in class work, quantity to be dispensed. That's where we left off last Friday, right? I'm so pissed. I set my alarm for 5. I woke up at 11:30 p.m. I thought it was already 5 because I was in bed at 30. And then I went back to sleep. And I woke up at 4. I said, "Oh, are you serious?" Ready? In class, I'm not the homework part. Okay. Quantity to be dispensed. Left side, left column first. Okay. Check your answers. Amoxil 500 milligrams, 1 TID times 5 days quantity, 15 caps. But if you use tabs, that's okay. Okay, because it didn't specify in there. Caps or tabs, okay. 15. Going down, Vicodin is 180 tabs. Okay. Percocet is 150 tabs. Zithromax is 12 tabs. Premarin is 40 tabs. Made it. Augmentin is 160 tabs. We're just going over answers for in-class quantity to be dispensed. Cozar is 55 tabs. Did I say good morning?
Yes.
My brain is not yet switching, so I started second guessing myself as I said good morning. Good morning again, since Leslie walked in. Happy Monday. Who got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 correct answers on the left side? Hands up. Okay. Next one. Yasmin, 28 tabs. Motrin, 15 tabs. Methotrexate, 198 tabs. Endocet, 40 tabs. Adderall XR, 20 caps. Furosemide, 90 tabs. Tabs are caps, okay? Effexor XR, 70 caps. Who got everything correct on the right side? Okay. Flip your worksheets at the back, left column, left side. Amoxil, 150 milligrams per 5 ml, 180 ml. Lortab Elixir, 960 ml. Zithromax, 400 milligrams per 5 ml, 500 ml. Magistral suspension, 176 ml. Lactulose, 2100 ml or 2100 ml. Phenergan with codeine, 1800 ml. Hycodan syrup, 900 ml. Who got everything correct? Left side, back page. Hands up. Okay. Did you figure out though what you did wrong? Okay. So you figured out what you did wrong. So do it again. Okay. Amoxil, 250 milligrams per 5 ml. Right side, right column. Quantity 300 ml, Zyrtec syrup 400 ml, chlorhexidine 930 ml, Tussionex 120 ml, Targetol suspension 900 ml, Doxepin 240 ml, Tussie organidin 120 ml. Who got everything correct on the right side? Let me give you a tip for quantity to be dispensed. Both the ExCPT and PTCE, say for example, you solve the prescription, right? Last answer for Tussie organidin is 120 ml. So multiple choice question. It will say A, B, C, D. This is a compounded or repackaged drug or solution or suspension or syrup. Which amongst this bottle will you choose to package the prescription? You will be given, say, for example, 4-ounce bottle or prescription bottle, 6-ounce bottle or prescription bottle, 8-ounce bottle or prescription bottle, 16-ounce bottle or prescription bottle. It's a tip. So when you calculate it, came up with a final answer of 120 ml for the total quantity. And then the question will be, or could be, which amongst these prescription bottles are you going to use to dispense a prescription? What's the answer?
4 ounce.
Correct. Okay. That's the type of questions that you encounter on the PTCE and the ExCPT. Okay. So you have to know both household to metric, metric to household conversions. This is why we practice a lot. Any questions on days applied and total quantity to be dispensed? No questions? Okay. Topic today is the continuation of quantity to be dispensed. However, this will be divided into 3 subtopics. If you haven't gotten worksheets yet, they're right here. They're also on the blackboard, and it's the same one according to Jennifer with Candace. So get one and pass. You guys already got one in class. Put the extras in the front. Thank you. Remember this, huh? A lot of questions like come out. If you know your math, if you know how to do total quantity, then shouldn't be a problem. Then just convert it to. It's just it's actually a continuation of quantity to the dispense. However, I broke it down into 3-page worksheets. And you will notice that on top, it says V over H times Q. Okay, because this is the formula for quantity or amount of drug to be dispensed. Okay, this is the formula for quantity or amount of drug to be dispensed. But remember what Camille said on day one, freshman. She said sometimes you will have to use ratio and proportion because it makes more sense. And this is when you use that, okay, on the liquid part of the drug. Okay, I want you to pay attention to your worksheets. It's 3 pages. If it's not, make sure you have the one that's 3 pages. Okay. Page 1 has a specific instruction. It says there, calculate for a single dose. Now, single dose is the same as per dose and is the same as per administration. Okay, so if you see this in the instruction, they're one and the same. Calculate per administration. Okay, per dose, single dose, they're one and the same. Okay. Page 2. It says calculate for a single day. It's the same as calculate the amount of drug that needs to be given per day. Same exact one. Okay. And then page 3, I want you to cancel the word volume because they're not all volumes. Calculate for total quantity. Make it total quantity. Volume is only used technically for what dosage form? Liquids, correct. Okay. So because some answers are in caps or tabs, I want you to reach that too. Calculate for total quantity, which means your page 3 is the same exact one or same exact topic that we did last Friday. Total quantity to be dispensed. Okay. I'd like you to look at that. Now let's go back to page 1. Calculate for a single dose. You say single dose, it's the same as per dose. It's the same as per administration. In other words, it's per pop, per taking. Okay. So where do you see this in practice? This is for those institutionalized patients, right? Those in the hospital, those in nursing homes, those in assisted living, those in hospice. Okay, per dose. You want to know how much to dispense or give them every time they have to take it because they're on a 24-hour care. Can you follow? You don't need this calculation for patients who pick up prescriptions in retail or community settings because you have to dispense the whole prescription to them, right? You follow the difference? Okay, so single dose is the same as per dose and per administration. Either one of those may come out as an instruction. They're one and the same. Okay, look here. Your first prescription is amoxicillin. Okay, 500 milligrams. BID times 10 days. Remember, page 1 says single dose. So always read the instructions, because sometimes this is when students fail this second quiz. Why? Not following instructions. I'm not going to tell you if the test says single dose or single day or total quantity. It will specifically say in the test paper. So if you see single dose, I do this so that I know what I'm calculating. I do that on the test paper. I'll circle it over and over so it sticks in my head. Okay. If it's single dose, and this is your prescription, first thing I do is cross this out right away. Why? I don't need it in the calculation. Why do I not need it? Because this means 2 times a day. That's your per day. And this means for 10 days. I'm not being asked of total. You see that? Okay. Now, here's your supply. Well, you have this prescription, but your supply of amoxicillin is 250 milligrams, not 500. Can you see that? 250 milligrams is actually half this time. See? Do you tell the patient, I'm sorry, we don't have 500. I cannot give you your prescription. No. This is when the math comes into play, right? Okay, and then go back to this formula. This is when you can use this formula. Sometimes on the test, on our final exam, it asks you what B stands for. So I'm going to tell you what it means, right? B stands for desired. What did the doctor or prescriber desire for the patient? Okay. Get there. H stands for have. What do you have in the pharmacy? And Q stands for quantity. Okay. Following this formula, I always say, this formula I'd like to use for tablets and capsules only. And then for liquid form, that's when Camille said it makes more sense to use ratio and proportion. And I'll show you in a little bit why. Okay, so let's use the formula. The doctor desired what Gina said, 500 milligrams. But what do you have? 250 milligrams. What's the quantity you need to give per dose? That's what you're trying to calculate. But for this purposes, you just have one, right? 250, 500 divided by 250 would be 2. This is single dose. It said caps. So you want to say caps right away. 2 caps. Why? Think about it. The doctor wanted 500 milligrams, but you only have 250. So you have to give 250 milligram capsules to satisfy the 500. Isn't that right? That validates your answer to be correct, right? You can also do ratio and proportion on this one, but I don't want to confuse you. For ratio and proportion, you know that if you have a 500, you need to give 1 tablet. So if you have to give 250, that's where your X comes into play. That clear? Single dose. We're still on single dose. Okay. Next one, I'd like you to jump on number 5. Still single dose, number 5, because the number 5 is liquid. You notice, okay? This is when I say it makes more sense to use ratio and proportion at this point. Prescription number 5, LASIK. Right? 60 milligrams QD times 15 days. Instructions still single dose. Your supply, furosemide. Why furosemide? Why furosemide? That's the generic. Correct. Did you notice what your supply is? It's in liquid form. 10 milligrams per ml. It means that for every milliliter, picture an oral syringe, there's 10 milligrams of active furosemide in there, which is a generic release. You follow? First step I do, what do? Cross this out because the instruction said single dose again. Why ratio proportion makes sense here? Because this is already in fraction form. Did you see that? Okay. So what I do is 10 milligrams with an invisible 1 in there for every ml, correct? What did the doctor want for the patient? 60. Where do I put the 60? Very good. 100 milligrams on top. What's the next process? Because this is ratio and proportion. Cross multiply. 60 equals the next, right? Divide both sides by 10, it will give you what? 6 ml. Single dose, 6 ml. Follow? This is when Camille said it makes more sense doing ratio and proportion on the liquid part. Okay? For the capsules and tablets, did you see the first part? You can use desired over half times. Here. Moving on, next page. Page 2 has a different instruction. Page 2 instruction says, am I going too fast? We okay? Freshmen, you guys. The instruction changed. Remember, on your test, it will not be grouped like this. Page 1, a single dose. Page 2 is no. It will have one instruction. So pay attention. Usually, quiz 2 is when students fail. Those who fail are the ones who didn't follow the instructions. They put all the total quantity, but it said specifically per dose. Common mistake. And it frustrates me when I have to report a failing score because of not following instructions. Okay. Page 2 says the time, single day, same as per day. Put that in a box. Circle that right away once you see that in the instruction. Okay. Number 10, prescription number 10. Same order. Amoxicillin, 500 milligrams. BID times 10 days. Now, does the BID matter this time?
Yes.
On the predict, yeah, that's why it's BID 2 times a day, TID 3 times a day. Does the 10 days matter? No, cross that out right away. I don't need it. Okay, so it doesn't throw me off. What's her supply in the pharmacy? The pharmacy has amoxicillin, 250 milligrams. Okay. So what do? You can do desired over half times quantity. The doctor desired what? 500 milligrams. But what do you have? 250 milligrams. If you were paying attention a while ago, you know that the answer to this is 2, right? 2 caps. It's the same exact prescription. Okay. And then you do your times 1 if you want to at the beginning, and then times 2. So 2 caps times 2 would be 4 caps, and that is per day. Because your original answer was 2 per dose, right? But you have to give it 2 times a day, and the instruction is per day. You follow? 4 caps. Still works. Desired over half times quantity. Okay. Now let's jump to the basics, which is prescription number 14. Too fast? You're okay. You're still okay? Yes. Okay. Prescription number 14 is the same. Basic. 60 milligrams QD times 15 days. Does the QD matter? Yes, it does. So it's just 1, right? But the 15 doesn't. Okay. What's your supply? Your supply is furosemide, 10 milligrams per ml. You remember a while ago, our answer was 10 milligrams per ml equals 60 milligram over X ml. Remember our answer a while ago was 6 ml? All you just need to do is to multiply it by whatever per day is, right? It so happens it's QD, so it's just times 1. So the answer will still be 6 ml. See that? Third page now. Third page says, calculate for the total quantity, not only volume. But some questions are actually in capsules and tablets. So this time we're calculating for total. Be very careful though. Why? It's not the same exact prescription all the time as you go per page. Look at prescription number 19. It became TID. That's why don't always go with a pattern. Not every time there's a pattern. Pay attention. Total quantity this time. Does the TID matter? Yes. Does the 10 days matter? This time, yes. Everything matters. Okay. Remember a while ago, 500 desired over half over 250. You know that this is 2, right? What do you do here? Times 3. What do you do here? Times 10. Same as Friday's topic, total quantity. What's the answer here? 60 what? That's your caps. This should be caps. Total. I cannot be repetitive enough telling you to read the instructions on your test tomorrow. You may get it wrong, not because you don't know how to calculate, but because you didn't follow instructions. Okay. And I'm merciless when it comes to following instructions. This may mean lives. Okay. Next one. Jump to Lasix again. Prescription number 23. Total quantity still. I always have at least one tablet or capsule and then one liquid. Does the BID matter? Does the 15 days matter? Because it's total quantity. But your supply is furosemide. This tells you that you can dispense generic, and we usually do, 10 milligrams per ml, and it tells you that Lasix also come in liquid form. Okay, same 10 milligrams for every ml. We did this earlier. 60 milligrams is to X ml. You remember your answer here? 6, right? What do you do here?
Times 2.
What do you do here?
Times 2.
You're being asked for total, so total would be
1.
what's the answer?
1.
Test. What prescription bottle should you dispense this in? Added question. 4 ounce bottle, 6 ounce bottle, 8 ounce bottle, 16 ounce bottle. Huh? The 6 ounce bottle, why? 6 times 30. So I added that question because I was just reviewing the questions for the PTCE and the ExCPT. A couple of questions like this came out. Okay, put it in. Work on the rest. I'll get back to you. If you're done, because you started during break, you have a whole work on that one. Okay. Who doesn't have to do it? Tomorrow's quiz, again, including conversions. They supply quantity to be dispensed. If you want to call it desired over half times quantity, but it's the same topic as quantity to be dispensed. It's just that it's broken down into single dose, single day, and total quantity. Total quantity should not have a decimal. Yeah, because you don't dispense the whole quantity. Picture that in retail with 0.17 ml, right? Quantity to be dispensed rule is round up. Day supply, round down. For single dose, yes, you keep the decimals because we're using oral syringes in there. You follow? We're using oral syringes, you can keep 1 decimal place. Follow the rule of rounding off. 5 and up, add 1. Your test may have specific instructions. It may tell you if it's more than 1, keep the 10th place or 1 decimal place. If it's less than 1, keep the 100th place. That means 2 decimal places. Follow the rules. Do not forget the leading 0 if they're less than 1, and drop the trailing 0 for whole numbers. Something gets stronger and stronger. There's a homework for that in case you haven't done one yet, right here. I think we could do body turn. Yeah. Ensure your calculators have square root. Are you on 7th edition for your book?
Yes.
Did you see how ratio and proportion just makes sense on liquid dosage forms? It's just easier, like the numbers are really talking to you that way. So bad. Not next month. Next. Start 2 new classes again. Why am I not using your textbook for example? Because you already have it in your more, and it has answers at the back, just so you know. So I'm using my own worksheet so that this is something that you know. Cody? One who worked during the break, they said yes. What about the others? like your textbook a lot, doesn't mean I'm not using it for problems. I don't like your textbook. So nice, explain step by step as well. Yes, tomorrow covers up to this. Okay, if you ever get to start body surface area today, it's not part of the test. Okay, we're just trying to catch up because of field trip and MLK.
Jay and I both realized today. Maybe short a day.
Your final steps with me. New file is great. Yes, it's not a new curriculum, it's a new content, just a setup. Yeah, that's all. Just the format will change, but the content, but everything that we cover is still the same. There's only one new class, which is patient safety. So if you failed chemistry, there's no more chemistry next go around. It's going to be patient safety, but that patient safety was covered during your pharmacology classes. Yeah. No, you're not missing anything at all. We incorporated that in pharmacology when we took it out. It's the admin, basic pharmacology. Pharmacokinetics, pharmacodynamics, which I covered in chemistry. But I said, oh, how about this? Like pharmacology, not really chemistry. That's what it is now. So if you failed chemistry, you don't have to retake chemistry because there's no more chemistry class per se, but it's patient safety you have to take. Don't understand script, which will fail. We have to maintain a specific GPA, just so you know. These are things we don't have control over. If you hit that academic probation, our hands are tied. You hit that attendance probation, you can be kicked out of the program because of attendance. Our hands are tied. These teachers can't do anything about it. These are our uncontrollables. All the rest inside the classroom could control. Those ones, that's on you. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. Who's not done yet? 5 more minutes. For those who are done, have you gotten body surface area? I want you to start reviewing them. Worksheet. This is a worksheet with answer.
Did you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to do.
Review it. It's an answer key. There's no worksheet. Okay. Anybody else? Need body surface area?
Because of the real order. The one. The one whole test one. Yeah.
That's just the key. Like my son. I didn't do that. It's not a mistake. I'm giving you an answer key to the initial body surface area. Because I thought I won't have time to start it today. So I wanted to give it to you to take home and start reviewing it. So when I start tomorrow or Wednesday, you can go
Oh,
fast.
because.
Here's the in class for body surface area now. For those of you who are fast, I'm not gonna stop you.
Oh. Yeah, you changed it. Yeah, no, it was wrong before. I got it. I see her. Get one through me. Do you want this? Do
Who else doesn't have in class for body surface area?
you want this? Oh, you're just looking at me? I'm like, okay.
We'll do it after the D over H times Q top.
Oh.
For single dose, yes. Remember, your oral syringes got a 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 increment. Yes, for single dose, they matter. Total quantity, you dispense the whole in a bottle. So you don't want those decimals. Practical application. We start on the in-class for body surface area while we wait for the others. Who else is still working on desired over half times quantity? No one? Okay, let's do answers. Calculate for single dose, page 1. We did number 1, 2 caps. Sarai, do number 2, 3, and 4.
5 ml for number 2,
Correct.
and then for number 3, 6,
Correct.
and number 4,
0.5 tab or half a tab. Take note. Okay. The minimum you can cut a tab. Number 1 rule. Okay. If the tablet is scored, you know what scored means? It has that groove at the middle. You can cut it in half. The smallest you're supposed to be cutting is a quarter per dose. No littler than that. Okay, for calculations purposes as well. Know that. Okay, so you can still cut a half to make it a quarter of a tab. Is that clear? You can do a third of a tab as an answer for single dose or per dose. Is that clear? Okay. For per dose, the maximum you should be giving a patient is 3 tablets. Why? When per dose becomes more than 3, then patients start not wanting to take them. Compliance will be an issue. And remember, the key to treatment is actually compliance. No matter how many prescriptions the prescriber writes, if the patient doesn't pick up that prescription and take it, no treatment is happening. You understand? For whatever reason, no insurance, doesn't believe in antibiotic, doesn't believe in a drug or whatever it is, doesn't like Western medication, no compliance, no treatment. So for compliance purposes, the smallest single dose that we'd like to give to the patient is 1/4 of a tab. And the max per dose should be 3 tabs. For that, another thing. There are tablets that should not be cut, chopped, crushed. And what are these? This always come up on the PTCE. What are these examples?
The bad tricks.
One,
painkillers.
one that always come up is EC tablet. YEC. Enteric coated. What does that mean? The tablet is coated, coated to protect the tablet from getting destroyed, disintegrated by the stomach acid before it reaches the site of absorption, which usually is the small intestine. Can you follow? So if you chop it, you cut it, you crush it, what happens? The coating is gone, right? You just defeated the purpose of enteric coating it. Can you follow? So this always comes up as well, right? Tablets that you should not crush, right? Usually when they have this acronym, EC, sustained release, SR, extended release, ER, remember this, it's come up on the PTCE, ER, XL, like long lasting, sustained release, sustained action, SA, SR, EC, ER, XL, all of those, because there's a reason why they're like that. They're supposed to be staying longer. They're supposed to be protected from the stomach acids, okay? Those are just rules, not math related, but they always come up on the major exams. Okay, where are we? Half a tab. It's because of that half a tab. 5, 6, 7, Gina.
6 ml.
6 ml we did on the board, prescription 5, 6, and 7.
3.28 ml.
3.28, if you kept 3.3, that's okay as well, okay? Because I remember your final exam will have that instruction. More than 1, keep 1 decimal place or 10th place. Less than 1, keep 2 or hundredths place. So I'll accept 3.3, I'll accept 3.28. Okay, number 7.
2 ml.
2 ml, correct. Who got 5? Who got 6 and 7, correct. Because we did 5 on board, good job. 8 and 9, Leslie. 2.5 ml, correct. Number 9, 8.75 ml or 8.8 if you want to keep it that way. Okay, take note. Number 9, TID to QID, same rule as what I mentioned last Friday. Always get the max. That's what the insurance will pay for. Don't short your patients. QID is 4 times a day versus 3 times a day. Give them the 4 times a day. Okay. Who got all 9 correct? Hands up. Okay, good job. Jennifer, 10, 11, 12.
4 caps.
4 caps, correct. We did that on the board. 11.
15 ml.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Who got the 3 correct? Hands up. I want to see hands high, even if you're a senior. 13, 14, 15. Micah.
So for 13, I put it on 1 tablet we can have. And for 14,
Hang on. I got you threw me off there. What do you mean 1 tablet broken in half?
well, if it's for a single day and twice a day.
We're on single day, so give me 1 answer. Single day answer. What single day?
This one,
Just 1 tab, correct. Single day is 1 tab. Why? The order is 37.5 milligrams, but the supply is 75 milligrams, which means 37.5 is half a tablet, right? But single day, you have to give 2 of that. 2 halves is 1 whole. That's where students always get thrown off too. That's why. Okay, 1 tab is the answer. 14, continue. You again, Micah. We did it on the board. 6 ml. 15, Q.
15, I didn't really get it.
Okay, we'll get back. Daniel, 15, 16, 17.
I'm so 16, but for 16, I got 2 milliliters.
Correct. What's QHS? I think you guys are going at bedtime. Que ora somni. Somni, think about insomnia. Bedtime. Que ora somni. Okay. QHS. So 15, 16, 17. 15, 16, 17. QHS. What was the problem on 17?
I should check that every hour.
Oh, okay. QHS is at bedtime. Horas only. Okay, know your abbreviations. 17, 18. Kyle,
35.
35 milliliters. Micah, do you have 15? No? Okay, let me do 15. It's two of you. In order. Neurontin, 154 mg, PID times 20 days. The instruction in a single day, do I need a 20? No. What's the supply? Neurontin, 250 milligrams per 5 ml. If you follow my steps, you won't be lost. 250 milligrams for every 5 ml. It makes sense to use ration proportion because you just put this on top to make this an X ml. Cross multiply 164 times 5 divided by 250. Answer is 3.28, correct? But you have this times 3, so the answer is 9.84 ml. Got that one. 17, don't sweat it. QHF, it's just like once a day because it's at bedtime, right? So the answer will be 2.5 ml. That one. 18, did I call anybody for 18? That was you, Kyle, right? Answer for 18 again? 35 ml. So again, 15 is 9.84 ml, 16 is 2 ml, 17 is 2.5 ml, 18 is 35 ml. Who got everything correct on page 2? Single day per day. Good job. Total quantity should be masters of this at this point. This is the second day for total quantity. Camille, 19, 20, 21. Correct? Correct? Correct. Who got the 3 correct? Hands up. Okay. Stefan, 22, 23, 24.
Do I know 15?
15 what? I'll put horses.
Milligrams.
See? Do you use milligrams for quantity for this test? Or 15 what?
15.
Tabs or caps, but it says in there specifically tablets. So your answer should be 15 tabs, correct? 23.
23. That's combined.
Okay, 24.
24. I have 2, 46.
Correct. Okay. 25, 26, Clyde.
25, 2 ml,
Correct.
26, 45 ml,
Correct. 27.
700 ml.
Correct. We're waiting on you for number 24.
23.
Stefan, 23.
23. I got 180.
What?
Milliliters.
Okay, good. Don't stop there.
Sorry.
Okay, because I will mark you right. You did put ML in there. Good job. Okay. Who got all correct on page 3? Who got everything correct page 1 to page 3? Okay, good job. Don't say I did everything correct on practice, but come test, you vomit. Doesn't make sense. Okay. That's why, as much as possible, do the work on your own. I'll give you a few minutes to look at the answer key. No, it wasn't a mistake that I gave you an answer key. I want you to look at the formulas that you may use for body surface area. No question on the topic? Again, since we have about 15 minutes, a little over 15 minutes, I'm gonna start on body search today. Ever, the quiz only covers conversions up to topic today, single dose, single day, and total quantity. Want to call it desired over half times quantity, that's fine. My recording cost. Roxy, can you write the formulas on the board for body surface area? Both. This will be part of quiz 3. Dosage calculation, pediatric. Homework tomorrow, or, yeah, in case you finish early tomorrow. Yeah. I'll look up in here. We don't use that. Chose the right person, right? Yeah. Yeah, right, she writes so nice. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, homework. Know the formula for Young's rule, Clark's rule, and Fried's rule. Those 3 sometimes come up on this test. Young's rule, Fried's rule, Clark's rule. Maybe you already have it. Young's rule, Fried's rule, and Clark's rule. Oh, those 2 is fine. There you go. I wanted to give this packet to you before the day ends today because I'm not a user manual for your calculators. I don't know how to use your calculators. You have to figure out how to use square root functionality on your calculators. Sometimes it's just a straight square root. Sometimes you have to press second function square root. Sometimes you have to plug in the numbers first before the square root, sometimes the square root first before the numbers. That's why I said I'm not a user manual for your calculator. Know your calculator, okay? Know how to use the square root functionality. I'm not gonna get to that, okay? Before I start, our topic from today, or now that I'm starting, moving forward, will be dosage calculations. Calculating the amount of drug that needs to be given to the patient, but we're going to focus a lot our efforts on pediatric dosing. Okay, there are 3 things I ask you to look up. You may already have them in your pharmacy math sheet. You may have to look it up, your textbook. Young's rule, Fried's rule, and Clark's rule. Okay, we don't usually use them individually anymore, but they may still ask you that on the PTCE. Okay, one of the most accurate measurements for calculating the dose that needs to be given to children or pediatric patients is using the body surface area. Why? Remember, we did conversion of height and weight. And I mentioned to you that these 2 variables are necessary for the calculation of body surface area. Well, in the old days, it's just weight, right? Age only, right? Age only, weight and height, I think is more accurate, right? Kids who are 9 years old, but on the bigger side, if you calculate by age, that's not going to be right? Or vice versa. If the kid is on the smaller side, 9 years old, then that's not an accurate calculation. So age is no longer an accurate calculation. And if you notice your over-the-counter drugs, especially for children, there is a table for Tylenol, for your acetaminophen, your ibuprofen. And the table is what? What are the 2 variables on the table? Age and weight. Age and weight. Okay. This one, body surface area, is height and weight. Doesn't matter what age the child is. And I think this is more accurate because it has something to do with the actual body surface area, height, and weight, regardless of age. But my homework to you, Clark's rule, Young's rule, Fried's rule, some of them are still based on age, and some of them are still based on weight only. Okay. So let's start off with this one, body surface area, since it's more accurate than the 3 I mentioned. Okay, you may use either one. Okay, but you have to remember basically your denominator. Okay, if you like to use the household measurement, because that's what we use here in the US, it's in pounds, in inches, then you got to remember that your denominator should be 3131. Okay, if you want to remember this formula, the metric system will have a denominator of 3600. Do you have to remember both? No. If you like to remember this because it's easier for you, 3131, you just know that this is the household measurement, which means it should be in inches and pounds. So if you're given kilograms in the problem, you should convert it to pounds. And if you're given centimeters in the problem, you should convert it to inches to be able to use this formula, and you get the correct answer. Okay? Another thing, the square root is not only for the numerator. The square root covers this whole thing, which means you have to multiply the height and the weight, press equals, divided by 31 before you could get the square root. It covers the whole thing. Okay, not just the numerator. Take note. Okay, these are some things I'd like to clarify. And body surface area is in meters squared. If you notice, I changed Roxy's. Roxy first did it like this, so it's clearer. It's a superscript 2. Meter square is the final answer for body surface area, no matter what. No matter if you use metric or you use household. Okay. Two more important information, which is in your packet, that will be handy for your final exam. Okay. The normal proportional child is 23 inches. This, not so important to remember. Fun fact, okay? The next one I'm gonna say is important. And you have to remember, just like 0.9% sodium chloride is normal saline, okay? The body surface area, normal body surface area of an adult is 1.7 meters squared. I was looking at your textbook because sometimes this one, they use 1.71 meters squared. Some books 1.73 meters squared. For purposes of uniformity, we'll use this. And I think your final exam used this one. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Okay. Why is that important, that 1.7? Sometimes there's only one variable that's given and you don't know how are you going to calculate the body surface area. There's just one variable. For you to solve a problem, there should at least be two variables, right? This might come in handy. Clear? Okay. The answer key shows Josh weighs 65 kilograms and is 85 centimeters tall. So now kilograms is metric, centimeters is metric. You want to remember both, that's fine, just don't flip-flop the denominator. Okay? If I remember this, I would just plug in the numbers, right? Which is 65 kg times 85 centimeters. I got the units correct, right? Divided by 3,600, then get the square root of that. And the answer is 1.24 meters squared. This is the time you check how to use the square root functionality of your calculator to arrive at this answer. And remember how to do that. Is it square root first before the numbers? Is it numbers first before the square root? Do I have to press second F before the square root? Because each calculator is different. You're still using your phone? With your calculator. You still don't have a calculator. Okay, check. Check how to use your calculator. Say, for example, this is not the chosen formula that you wanted to memorize. And this is the one that's stuck in your head. You're going to have to do some extra work, which is fine, as long as you arrive at the right answer, which means you're going to have to convert the given kilograms to pounds, and then the given centimeters to inches. Divide that by 31 before you get the square root. You follow? Okay. Did you figure out how to use the square root functionality of your calculators? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, remember that. So one tip, you're not scrambling for it, okay? Each one is different, okay? Texas Instruments, I see some common ones. It'll be the same for you guys, okay? But for some, check if there's a second function, et cetera, et cetera. Next one. Josh weighs 65 kilograms, 85 centimeters. Did we use the same one? Yes. Answer is 124. It should be lowercase m and then the superscript 2, tiny 2 on top. Okay. Is Maggie with you? You got Maggie? Okay. Double check how it came up to 0.85 meters squared. If you put like this on the test, you think I'll give you a credit for it? No. Why?
Zero.
What's the rule? Do not forget your leading zero. Okay. I'm merciless on these rules because I want it to become a habit on you. Because on the test, PTCE, ExCPT, they follow all these rules to help minimize medication errors. Got it? Okay, next one, Sarah. Body surface area calculation, final answer must be in meters squared. 50 centimeters and 6.5 kilograms are the given. Sometimes they're not given in both metric. Sometimes one is in metric, one is in household. So you gotta know your formula. It's not for me to remember that. You may choose one. Stick to it. Okay, but remember what you chose, household or metric. Okay, remember the denominator. Figure out how Sarah, final answer is 0.3 meters squared. Then Timmy, 80 centimeters tall, 20 kilograms weight, body surface area must be 0.67 or 0.7 meters squared. Now everybody has in-class worksheets, right? Did you finish?
Mhm.
No? Not yet? Some of you not yet? Okay, so I'll pick up from there after the quiz. If you finish the quiz less than an hour tomorrow, we'll get to the body surface area part, okay? But have your Freud's rule, Young's rule, and Clark's rule ready as well tomorrow, okay? Use your homework, total quantity to be dispensed, desired overhead times quantity homework as a reviewer for the quiz tomorrow. Yes, conversion still part of the quiz. It will always be. Any questions? I'll be around. I'm staying if you guys need help.
Could you spell fried? Just want to make sure.
Oh,
Okay.
just fried chicken,
Oh,
F-R-I-E-D.
fried.
Right. Yeah,
And then Clark will be
CLA.
I have a question. Well, after you.
Say fried, but it's I-E. Yeah, so it's fried to me. And I'll tell you how you can remember it easily because of fried.
After you divide this, how many numbers do you keep after the rest?
You can keep two, you can keep one. No. You can keep one, you can keep two. That's why I said here it's 0.67 or 0.7. See you guys tomorrow. Study for your test. Daniel, as good as your calculator if you're not carrying it with you.
Okay, so my calculator.
Tired.